1975. A camera the size of a toaster. 23 seconds to save one photo. Kodak invented it. Then Kodak strangled it in the crib. On purpose. Here's the part that should actually make you angry. They didn't just do it once. Stick around, because by the end of this video, I'm going to show you the second time Kodak murdered its own future, and the exact same year they pulled the trigger, a 13-person company made $1 billion doing the thing Kodak already owned. That's not a spoiler. That's a promise. But first, the one everyone thinks they already know. You've heard the official version. Old film company, didn't see digital coming, dinosaur, RIP. Here's the problem with that version. It's not even wrong. It's just missing the one detail that makes it heartbreaking. Kodak didn't fail to see digital coming. Kodak built it. In-house. First in the world. Then chose to let it die anyway. The guy who built that toaster camera was a young engineer named Steven Sasson. He walks it into a room full of Kodak executives, shows them a picture appearing on a TV screen with zero film involved, and the reaction, by his own account years later, landed somewhere between neat toy and let's not mention this to anyone. Not because it didn't work, because it worked too well. Kodak's entire empire ran on film, chemicals, and paper, the stuff you buy every single time you take a photo. This little toaster camera didn't need any of that, ever. It was a machine engineered by their own employee to end Kodak's entire revenue model, and somebody in that room understood that immediately. So, they shelved it, quietly, and walked away, like they hadn't just watched their own future die in front of them. That's gut punch number 1. Gut punch number 2 is coming, and it's worse. Here's where it gets interesting, because the next part isn't corporate incompetence, it's something almost worse. They were right, and it didn't matter anyway. Kodak's leadership wasn't stupid. Internal predictions from the era genuinely said digital would eventually take over. They saw it coming, clearly. They just did the math on when, and bet they had decades to milk film profits first. Decades turned into way less than that, and here's why. Kodak wasn't just racing the calendar, it was racing companies with nothing to protect. Canon, Sony, Fuji, zero film business, zero reason to go slow. While Kodak carefully rationed its own future so it wouldn't cannibalize the present, everyone else just built that future at full speed, no brakes. And here's the detail that should make you genuinely angry on Kodak's behalf. They did eventually build digital cameras, real ones, good ones. But every decision ran through executives whose entire careers were built on chemical film. Asking that division to enthusiastically fund the thing that kills it is asking a lot of any human being, let alone an entire corporate culture that had been printing money the same way for 80 years. So, digital cameras got built. Just slower, smaller budget, permanently second priority behind the department paying everyone's salary. That's the story everyone already half knows. Here's the part nobody puts in the video. In 2001, Kodak bought a company called Ophoto, an early photo-sharing website. Upload your photos, share them with people, order prints. Sound familiar? Kodak had the actual pieces of what social photo sharing would become, sitting in-house over a decade early. Again, they pulled the plug in 2012. That same year, same 12 months, a 13-person company called Instagram sold to Facebook for $1 billion, doing exactly what Ophoto already existed to do, let people share photos instantly, everywhere. Kodak filed for bankruptcy in 2012 too. Say that back to yourself. The company that invented digital photography goes bankrupt and unplugs its own photo-sharing product. In the same calendar year, a 13-person startup makes $1 billion doing the thing Kodak already owned the technology for. Twice, this company held the future in its own hands first. Twice, they let go of it on purpose. That's not a company that failed to see what was coming. That's a company that built the future twice and killed it twice to protect a business that was already dying anyway.
So maybe the real lesson isn't innovate or die. It's that seeing the future coming means nothing if the org chart is built to punish whoever brings it in early, even when it's your own employee in your own building, holding the answer in his hands. So here's the actual question, and I want a real answer in the comments. Was it the executives who let the camera die in '75, or the ones who pulled the plug on photo right before its moment? Which one actually killed Kodak? Because somebody in that building held the future twice, and both times they chose to let it go.